Welcome to Channel Academy. In today's class, we are going to be talking about algebraic process, and the first thing we will define here is algebra. So what is an algebra? Algebra is the aspect of mathematics that involves both alphabet and numbers, or just alphabet. So there are a few things you need to note in this definition. The first thing is that algebra is an aspect of mathematics that involves alphabet and numbers, or so anytime you see in an equation that the equation involves alphabet and numbers, or just alphabet, you bring your mind to algebra. So in basic arithmetic, you can have 2 plus 3 equal 5, but in algebra we will be given x plus 3 equal 5. Most times is to solve for x or the alphabet, or to simplify. So that is an algebra. So that's the difference between a basic arithmetic equation and an algebra. Okay, the next thing we need to define before we move on to solving equations in algebra is constant, variable, and coefficient. Now, the reason why we want to define these terms is because it will help us when we are solving equations. It will help us to understand what algebra is before we start solving any kind of equation in algebra. So what is a constant? A constant is a fixed number. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Is a fixed number. It doesn't change. Let me give us a basic algebra expression. So we have 2x plus 7. Now in this algebra expression, we have 2x plus 7. So the constant here is the 7. It doesn't change. It's a constant. So that's a constant. It's a fixed number. It cannot change. The next thing we'll define now is a variable. A variable is a symbol or an alphabet representing an unknown value. So a variable is a symbol or an alphabet representing an unknown value. Now the word symbol here can also be referred to as an alphabet. So if you check this basic algebra expression, you see that x is the alphabet in this algebra expression. So x is the variable. Remember, 7 is the constant and x is the variable. S can change, can take any value. So x is an unknown in this equation. And then we have the coefficient. The coefficient is a number multiplying the variable. For example, 2. In this case, 2 is multiplying x, which is the unknown and is a variable. So 2 is the coefficient of this. Alright, so the next thing we define now is expression and equation. Now most times students miss algebra expression to be algebra equation. Now algebra expression cannot be solved. It can only be simplified. But algebra equation can be solved. Algebra expression is a combination of numbers and variable without equal to. Example are 2y plus x. This is an expression. It can only be simplified. It cannot be solved. You can also have example like 15 x plus 6 plus 3x. This is an algebra expression. There is no equal to in this expression. While in an equation, now look at it, equation, so equal to, there's always an equality sign in algebra equation. So the difference is that the expression does not have the equal to sign, but the algebra equation has the equality sign. And remember, algebra expression can only be simplified to the basic minima. While algebra equation, you can actually find the unknown in the algebra equation. So in an algebra expression, for you to be able to find the unknown, you have to make it an equation. Let's give, for example, this expression. For you to be able to find s in this expression, you have to give it an equality sign equal to 0. So this I just gave now can be seen as an algebra equation. And if you equal this to maybe 0 or any value, it becomes an algebra equation. So algebra equation has the equality sign, while algebra expression doesn't have the equality sign. Alright, so this is where we'll end today's class. We'll continue from here in our next video. Thank you. If you watched till the end of the class, thank you, and please don't forget to share and hit the like button and follow us too for more mathematics video. Thank you. Bye.